All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome on into the channel. I'm your host, Tiberius. Welcome back, as always. We'll get started here in just a second. We'll talk about the hot topic of the day, which is the new lockbox that everyone seems to be having a great deal of variety of opinion. Lots of opinions on the lockbox. A lot of people unhappy, a lot of people complaining. We'll talk about it. It's the new content of the day, right? But there's a few other little things going on that we'll also get into here in just a minute. Just want to get some stuff rolling here, get some ships moving. Excuse me. In the meantime, got to get some ships moving, like I said. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you spreading the word for me. In the meantime, we'll get our refineries done. I do want to try something just to see if this is going to be all right. I can get a little background music just so it's not completely silent in here. Hopefully that's not too loud though. That or loud enough that you guys can actually hear it. Not put everybody to sleep in the process. All right, these I all did. These are all done. Let's open some loot chests real quick. What do we got? And then we'll get into some treasury details. Some Bortas. And since we don't have a 1-star territory anymore, I guess I'm going out here to mine. All right, so the treasury, the hot topic of the day, right? There's different rewards in everybody's treasury box, and everybody's kind of PO'd about whether or not they have to pay for it and how much they have to pay for it. And looking through the various discords and other streamer channels, everybody's just kind of gone nuts about it. Olympus, surprised they just immediately started off with a $100 vault. Everybody's vault is different. The contents of it, the price of it, they're all different. And the key factors seem to be the age of your server, your ops level, and how much money you spend on the game. Those are the three factors that go into creating a custom vault for you that they then slap a price tag on. So, someone who's the same ops level, Rev posted his like 2 hours ago, Rev Deuce, and he's ops 41. But his vault actually has better loot stuff in it than mine does because he's on an original server. He's on like server 10 or something like that, I think, right? Um, and I'm on server 40. So his server's older. He's got players who are a lot more, a lot more players are further in the game and whatnot. The average player level is higher on his server, so his loot chest is better. Not to say that he's getting a better value, obviously. He also spends a lot more in the game too, so that could also be increasing and fluffing up his loot chest um, than what I spend. But we'll go in and take a look at mine just as a point of comparison. So this is my lockbox at Ops 43. Now I spent a decent amount, maybe 100 to 200 a month for some months. Not so much currently right now, but yeah, I've played this game for 2 years. I'm on server 40. It's been a little bit established, not an original server, but an early server. Um, but yeah, looking at the lockbox contents here, you've got the 1800 diodes, 15,000 ultra recruit tokens, 110,000 latinum, not so much in the par steel, not so much in the titanium, 240 million plus tokens matching it in dilithium, which is huge. 5-star common crystal. Not sure what this is in here for, but hey, I've got 5-star common crystal. I don't know what to do with it, but it's there. Quite a bit of G4 epics, which would be good for some primes if I didn't already have them done from doing scrapping and stuff, or packs that I bought a year ago when I was nowhere near G4 content. Lots of rares as well, about 3,000 of each uncommon. And then you move down to the 3 stars stuff, 100 uncommon, 400. They're still putting some of this stuff in there, even though I'm pretty much past that, but they're still including some of it for researches and whatnot. And then a whole bunch of speed ups. You've got about 20, 60, 120, 125 days worth of speed ups that they're throwing in this pack as well. So it's a lot of really good stuff. I'm only halfway here to unlocking it to find out what the key is going to cost. Something of this value with this kind of stuff, it's going to cost $100. I know that. They know that. I don't need to to wait around to find out that that's what it's going to cost, and probably not buying it this month. Not spending that kind of money right now. Um, but like I said, Rev posted his earlier. His pack had the same recruit tokens. His had more latinum. I think he had like 200,000 latinum in his pack. He had almost 800 million dilithium plus the tokens to go with it. His G4 uncommons here was over 4,000. So, there is a definitely some variety to them. So it's, your the age of your server first, then your ops level, and then, your previous spending patterns. Because as Scopely does, they customize a lot of the packs. The things I see in my store versus what a free-to-play player sees. A lot of these $99 packs and things like that aren't in a lot of people's stores. They tend to have more of the lower point, the 19.99 packs or the 49.99 packs in their store. They're not the ones spending money on things. They're not going to flood it with all of these expensive primes. They're going to try and get you with some low-hanging fruit first. They're going to give you the master upgrade packs, not the ultra upgrade packs. That's kind of how they've always sort of tailored the game that way. And the lockbox follows that same principle. So I know a lot of people have been expressing that they are very disappointed that they have to pay for it. I guess they just expected they would do the thing, kill the 700 things, and then just get all this free loot. And it's like, thank you for playing. They always told us it was going to be a pay thing. So that's not really a surprise. And given the value of it, I can't blame them for charging for it. That's a lot of good value and a lot of good content. Obviously, again, everybody's going to be a little different. Some people's packs may be cheaper. Some vaults are certainly going to have lower stuff in it. And then it's going to be up to you to sort of evaluate, do you spend money at all in the game? Because if you don't, well, then it doesn't matter really what's in there. You're not going to buy it to begin with, right? So no harm, no foul there. If you spent a little bit, is this something that you might make a purchase for? I don't know. That's going to kind of be up to each player in terms of what you get, what you can get by comparison. My pack's better than yours, Dixon. Yeah. And I'm sure there's people, and like I said, there's plenty of people out there who have better packs than I do, but it's definitely it's a pay mechanic, and just looking at, hang on, let's go back to the vault for a second. So, looking at, if I were going to buy one of the Ultra Recruit packs, right? I'd get 15,000 Ultra Recruit tokens in it, and I'd probably get about this amount of Latinum in it, and it would cost me $100. But I wouldn't get much else. If I go to the store and I go to there isn't a good one in here right now, I don't think. But even if I went down to one of the ones that's always here, the Ultra Federation Recruit Pack, what's in here? 200,000 Latinum. There's the 15,000 recruit tokens, 6,000 gas, and then some faction credits and badges. And in the lockbox, I get the recruit tokens. I don't get 6,000 gas, but I get 3,000 gas, plus I get these. So I'm really getting 9,000 resources. And then everything else. If I wanted to buy a Prime or something like that, it might have just this. One of these. I'm getting all three. It might have the dilithium needed to do the research, probably not the tokens to go with it. So they definitely juiced up the economy with these things, and you're going to see the people who spend on them are going to get nice big leaps and jumps out of the benefits of this. 1,800 optical diodes. The Treasury pack that they were selling when the Treasury was released for $100, you could buy it. It had 2,200 diodes in it. Might still be in the store. Treasury upgrade pack. There it is. All right, so it doesn't have the diodes in it. It had 2,200, the one that they were selling initially when the Treasury was first released. Because I did the math a couple weeks, a week or so ago, and figured out that I could have upgraded. Actually, maybe I'm mistaken. You could get the Treasury 2 level 22 with 1,000 diodes, maybe. So maybe this is the same pack. You get a lot of power steel, not much else, and then you do get these. So in the same pack, I get the rest of this stuff that they were selling for $100, plus more diodes than I would have gotten. I don't get the power steel, but I'm okay with that because I get all the dilithium instead. So, they've kind of blended like 2 or 3 probably separate packs together. And that's what the Treasury is currently making up, at least, to me. To everybody else, they're going to be a little different in what you get, and it's going to have to be a decision you make for yourself. Does this improve my gameplay enough to make it worth the investment? It's the same thing, the same decision you have to make with every pack you buy, right? But some people are upset that it is a pay mechanic to begin with, and I get that. But given the variety of content or the resources and things that are available in there, there's no way to think that they were going to give that value away for free. Not these greedy SOBs. They're not giving any of that away for free. And I don't know exactly what it cost. I'm speculating. I'm speculating that based on the value of what everything's going to be in here, that it's going to be 99 bucks. We'll find out in 300 and something more kills, but obviously if you are a free-to-play player, you're going to see a much lower value in here, but your pack is probably also going to cost a lot less as well. It's probably going to cost you, maybe it might be $5, it might be $20. The price point will vary based solely on the content of the box. Why am I getting pinged on Discord? Oh. Dixon sending me pictures of his lockbox. Okay, so by comparison, and you're what, Ops 39 with that pack, Ray? We'll do a snip. So by comparison, where's my snipping tool? I know there's a keyboard shortcut for it, but I always forget it. There it is. $38. Okay, so Ops 38, same server, we're in the same alliance. So by comparison, he's got, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, 1,400 diodes, 11,000 Ultra Recruit tokens, 66,000 Latinum, 49 million dilithium, and the tokens for it, 110 of the G3. So you're still in the 30s. So your pack doesn't have the G4 stuff in it. It just goes right to the G3. So yeah, I mean you're halfway there as well, like me. So when you get to the finish line, you'll get to find out exactly what they're charging you. Maybe this is a $50 pack. You don't know for sure. Now, do keep in mind that once you reach the finish line there, I'll pull up the bigger one. Once you reach this point threshold and you get the right to purchase the rod, you only have 3 days to buy it. That's the other thing about it. Creating that sense of urgency, which is one of the good sales tactics, right? Create a scarcity and then create a sense of urgency, make it a limited time offer, that kind of stuff. It's a good motivating factor that a lot of sales and marketing strategies are based around. So you have until the end of the treasury, which is 7 days from now. If you get to 700 points and you get access to the key is available in the store to buy the desealing rod for 72 hours. So if I finish this today, I don't get 7 days to buy the key. I only get 72 hours to buy the key, and then this goes away. If I wait 6.5 days, and there's only 4 hours left on here by the time I finish the lockbox and open it, I only have 4 hours then to buy the key and cash it in. It's the shorter of whichever happens first. Either the 7 days expires on the treasury, or 3 days from whenever you unlock your key. But we're going to do a little grinding here in Taiga Core because I need faction rep as always. We're getting closer, and we'll see if we pick up those kills tonight, and we'll find out, confirm once and for all that that key does cost $100. What do we need? 48 million to glorified, and I still need 122 million to champion. Okay, so we still got a ways to go. But in the meantime, we'll talk about some other stuff. We're almost through the Ferengi arc here. Battle Pass, if you've just been doing your free-to-play, you should be close to the end. Maybe you should have the final milestone, get your final ROM Shards, which should unlock ROM for people who finished in the solo leaderboards. Or if you purchased the $99 Battle Pass and got those extra 30 shards, you should be close to unlocking ROM. Maybe you've heard he's pretty good. He's pretty good at base raiding. He's pretty good at cracking open bases. He's pretty good at just pissing people off and doing damage to ships in their base. The whole nobody gets to shoot at me for a whole round is kind of a big deal. There is the counter crew with Crass, and then there's the way to boost ROM's captain ability with the cadet guys. And then, if you have Crass with full synergy, he still will negate even that bonus. But how many people leave Crass just sitting around in their base? Maybe the higher level players who have 6 or 7 docks can afford to leave Crass sitting there with Claw and some of his other guys. DJ did a good podcast about that this week where him and Rev were doing the math and talking about it, and we can take a quick peek at those officers while we're killing stuff. No, I don't have ROM. I'll have ROM unlocked tomorrow. I have 89 ROM shards. I need 11. I need 11 to go. So when I get the final day of the battle pass here, which should be tomorrow, I'll get the 16 shards there, and that'll unlock him for me, and I'll have 5 extras toward upgrading him. Woo! Which will perhaps never happen again. But yeah, so ROM's captain's ability, very strong ability. Attacking, he delays their weapons fire for 1 round. Does not benefit from synergy. That's how he works. Crass, who's always on an away team mission because he has excellent traits here with analytical and specialist that fit into a lot of away team missions. You're going to have to stop using him for that if you're really worried about this counter crew. But his particular captain's ability decreases the effectiveness of the opponent's captain's maneuver by 20%. And since certain things in Scopely's math round up and other things round down, captain's abilities round down. So when ROM says he delays fire for 1 round, and the captain's maneuver then reduces that by 20%, so now he's reducing it by less than a round, it comes up short, and it doesn't work. So then the answer to that is, well, you'll just have to pair ROM up with the cadets. Where's Next Gen Crusher? Dancing Doctor here increases the effectiveness of the captain's maneuver by 12%. And Cadet McCoy does the same thing. So you put ROM as captain with the both doctors. Now that's boosting his captain's maneuver by 24%. So now that puts you over Crass's captain's reduction. So then they, to counter that, have to pair Crass with one of his officers to get a synergy boost to boost him above the 24% increase that you're getting. Crazy stuff. But it's nice that there's this little metagame between officer loadouts that exists even for these strategies. And we've seen it with adding Gowron and Martok and these kinds of guys to negate Charvanek and Kang and Marcus. So now we're adding another dimension to that where we've had these good base raiders, and now there's some counter strategies to that too. So it's nice to see those kinds of things get integrated into the game within the game, if you will. Gan, you got yours to tier 2. You haven't tried them out yet. You got ROM to tier 2? Excuse me. Well, congratulations on that. First off, half the people haven't unlocked him yet. You've already tiered yours up. So you're getting the benefit then of his other ability, which is the extra shots. That ability rounds up. His captain's ability rounds down. Yeah. Go figure on that one. So you're getting the benefit of this. When attacking a station, he increases the number of shots of the ship's weapons by 50%. At level 2, he should be 70%. So you're going to get 70% more shots. So slapping him on a ship like the Pilum that has 7 shots in the first round should get you an extra 5 shots. So you'll get 12 shots in the first round, and they won't be able to fire back at you. And then if you've got Mud, you were at 18 shots with ROM and Mud. Yeah, with Harry Mudd, his ability when it triggers, and he adds the extra. I always do that. I always hit the faction button instead. So then you've got Dwight Mudd. Double the shots of all the weapons for the first round of combat. So he's doubling it, and then ROM's adding to it. Yeah, 18 shots, huh? And then would you just pair Harrison for the third one to go right through the shields? Or Worf would be the other one to make sure to try and make more of them critical. Those are the guys I see in most of the crew loadout videos or people posting clips of stuff like that. It's ROM and Mud to get the extra shots, and then either Honor Guard Worf to try and make as many of those shots criticals as possible, or Harrison to bypass a big percentage of the shields and just try and put as much hull damage straight through as you can. Harrison's an officer I haven't seen them selling recently either, so I wonder if we'll see an uptick perhaps next month in Harrison packs making an appearance in the store again. Let's see. Now the other thing too with the Treasury, if you haven't purchased anything for it to upgrade it and you've just been collecting your diodes and you've just done your events and your battle pass, your Treasury should be on the brink of going to level 10. One of these events today, was it the extraction one? No. One of these. Maybe it's the 7-day milestone. War is good for business. Nope. I don't know. One of these events had extra diodes today. Oh, I see they fixed this too. This was spelled wrong yesterday. It was bothering me. They had E-L-E-M. It was elimination. It's nice that they went back and changed that because that was bothering me. But one of these events, this one? There we go. It's door to door. Okay. So the door to door event today also had 29 diodes in it. So if you haven't finished that up yet, you should make sure to do that. Combined with what you've gotten in your battle pass already, you should be able to get your Treasury up to level 10. Every 10 levels, the gift for the Treasury resets. So at level 10, this changes. Level 20, level 30, level 40. Thanks, V2. Yeah. But I couldn't find it. So the initial one gives you 10 diodes per day. Once you hit level 10 in this upgrades, it moves to 12 diodes per day. So if you're just following the free-to-play path, today you should be able to, depending on, when you finish that event, you should be able to get your, and if you've been doing your battle pass, you should be able to get your treasury to level 10. The instant you do that, it will reset your gift box, so you can get a double pull in the same day. It's going to mess with your timers. And then you get 12 a day. And it still doesn't cost that much to upgrade, so it's still, 45 and then 55 and then or 48 and then 55, I think, are the next two levels. So it'll still take the same, 3 to 4 days of getting pulls to continue to upgrade it. And while people are down on the treasury for, having to pay for this lockbox thing, they forget that this building was given for free and you got 3 free benefits out of it. Mining speed plus 20% already, protected cargo plus 20%, max cargo plus 10%. This was all free. I paid nothing for this. So, this was just, here's a new building. You didn't have to buy the key. It wasn't like a second, the second builder that you had to buy, or the second research tab, or the extra repair dock that they all, came out with and charged everybody for. They did just put the building in for free. So I have to give them credit for at least giving people value and adding value to the game and not charging everybody for it. And then they went and added, a fourth benefit that you do have to pay for. Yeah. It's a business model, right? I don't know. We'll see how it develops too, and I'm sure, like anything they put in the game, depending on people's feedback to it, they'll make adjustments. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you happy with the? I mean, obviously we'd all be happier if it was free, but do we at least not want to get not we're not sharpening our pitchforks just yet? That we're going to go down and lynch Scopely for charging for the lockbox. I am excited to get ROM. Yeah, that's entirely accurate, Gan. For the people that spend money on the game anyway, they're getting another benefit. They're getting an additional way to accelerate their gameplay. It's going to widen the gap a little bit for sure. They're solid rewards. It's better than one pack. If you're spending $99 in the game already every month to buy one pack of something, you're getting better rewards out of the lockbox than you probably are out of that one pack. So this is an alternate format for that, shall we say? And if you're a free-to-play player, you weren't buying it anyway. So it's really the people in the middle, the people who spend a little bit, the people who spend $20 buying a battle pass, the people who, maybe every couple months when they get some birthday money, or grandma sends you a check and you're just like, what do I do with this? I need to spend it on myself. You know what? Maybe I'll treat myself to something in the game. Treat yourself. That's what you got to do. You got to treat yourself. It certainly has potential, and uh, you know, the age of the server thing, as I think, is the one that's going to tick people off the most. because the fact that it varies per server and things like that, where a guy who's level 41 Rev is getting better rewards than I am as a level 43 because his server is older than mine and his server has progressed further than mine has. But we're both spending the same $100. His $100 is getting him more value. That's the part that I think is going to bother people. Free-to-play benefits alone are great. Yep. Wish you could choose your desealing rod cost before each vault event started and then have the rewards adjusted accordingly. That's an interesting theory. If you're like, it gave you like 3 doors. It's like a game show. This is a great idea. There's 3 different doors, right? And like there's a $20 door and like a $50 door and like a $100 door. And then you get to pick which door you want to compete for, and then it shuffles and then spits out your prizes. That could be interesting. I love game shows. I really do. I just want to be a game show host as a kid. That's the kind of job, man. You just don't walk away from that. Pat Sajak is still doing Wheel of Fortune 40 years later. Him and Vanna White are on their like 3rd facelift. Trebek had to die for his job to go away. Barker was like 80 something, still doing the prices right before he finally retired. You don't give that kind of gig up. Except for Family Feud. There seems to be a revolving door of hosts around Family Feud, which is a great show. I don't know why. A $5 door. You could do a $5 door. You could do 5, 20, and 50. I'm sure it's got to be repetitive too, because I know they film like, especially a show like Family Feud, they film like 5 or 6 shows in a day, right? So you're just sitting up there just going, survey says, for 6 hours, 7 hours, trying to come up with new ways to be funny, and they all take their stab at it. Steve Harvey's got some great moments for sure. Pat Sajak is trying to hook up his daughter with a gig on the show. Yeah, probably. Social media correspondent, promoting Wheel of Fortune on social media. There you go. Maybe you can start. We can start voting on what letter they should pick. We'll do live. We'll do a live Wheel of Fortune. You can watch the show live in real time, and if you guess on social media, the first person to correctly guess the puzzle, if you get it before they get it on the show, like you win the home board game edition. Remember they used to give that out? Oh, we're sorry you didn't win any money, but you're going to take the board game version home with you so you can practice how not to suck next time you come back. I'd like to buy a vowel. You. It's never the first vowel you buy. Come on. If you win at home, you get to go on the show. There you go. See, now we're talking. We've got all these great ideas, but we got to reach out to Pat Sajak's daughter, apparently, to get her in on the loop. Anything else going on here? So now we're doing more. We got this Best in the Biz Alliance leaderboard. This is for doing damage to armadas. The individual rewards for this are not really anything spectacular. A couple extra Davo wheel pulls is really all you're looking at here. But the top 50 alliances get to move on. Top 50 alliances are a lot of servers don't even have 50 active alliances. I mean, we're down here in the 20s, and these are alliances of like the single digits. So, depending on your server activity level, I mean, these guys did what? A level 23 Armada? They did 4,000 points of damage to it, but they're on the board. Really, Veng? You couldn't even put up better than that? You're in 51st place? Really? You're in 51st place? I guess Baku hasn't been on. I guess it's just America here and Queen Stacy. And they must have. He soloed, what, a level a 25 Armada by himself? I'm teasing, of course, but yeah, so the top 50 alliances advance to the next round. The second round is a solo leaderboard, from what I understand, from what I read. Let's go read that again. Oh, let's move our miners first. That's close. Now you can get 30. You can get 30k more. So let's go read more about this best in the biz thing. That's down here. 50 alliances move on, and then we get 2 days gain power. So by you gain power, this is a solo leaderboard. Top 50 players move on to the next round to prove they're the best. And then the final 2 days are a cross-server solo leaderboard by defeating armadas and spending directives. Only Federation, Klingon, Romulan armadas. No Eclipse armadas, no Swarm armadas, no neutral space armadas in, Nicosa or any of those other systems. If you're a low-level player, you get a hostile hunt instead because you can't do armadas. Don't know what the prizes are for these, but I'm sure it'll be some Dabo pulls and maybe some ROM Shards or something like that. We'll find out tomorrow when this event resets. You may have noticed I'm sitting on a research that I'm not claiming. That's the Prime Stella research. So the Prime ship repair that's in the station BP here, in case you missed this one. This one costs like 500 and 400 and something G5 gas to do. And the pack that it came in gave you 800, so you had 300 left over, which was enough to do Prime Stella cargo, because that one only cost like 200 and something. So basically it was like a buy this, get this free. So that seemed like a good value to me. I'm kind of wishing maybe I had held back and spent my allowance instead on the vault. I didn't realize they were going to put that back in or what it was going to look like, but limited time ship XP event. Let's see how crazy this one is. Oh, currently it's not that bad. Last time I had this event, I think somebody blew it out with like 40 million ship XP, which means they basically converted Latinum to do it. But I'm guessing they were power leveling up a ship. But I think that's the same guy who went from 38 to Ops 50 in like a week. So I'm sure he was power leveling a lot of stuff. Yeah, the ship XP leaderboard always gets kind of crazy at the end. I did it to level up my Franklin because it was taking forever, and we were doing that swarm leaderboard. I think I spent 30,000 Latinum for like 2.5 million ship XP, and I think I got 9th for doing that. I was like, wow, all right. Can only imagine how much Latinum. I mean, that's the weird thing too, because ship XP and Latinum, it varies the conversion rate. It's not like a straight formula the way Latinum conversion is for other things, which is another weird little intricacy of this game. If you're trying to use Latinum to convert for ship parts, they all cost this. If you're trying to convert it for common resources, they all cost, it's like 4 Latinum per G4 common. So you can do the math and figure out what it is. Ship XP, it's just, I've seen it days where it's like, oh, you need 25,000 ship XP. and it'll cost me 600 Latinum. And then I'll need 40,000 or 50,000 ship XP another day, and it'll cost me 500 Latinum. And it's like, but I'm doing less than I did the day before. So it's like there's certain thresholds, I guess, where it gets cheaper. I don't know. I don't do the conversion for it a lot because usually it's pretty much pretty expensive, and those leaderboards get out of hand pretty fast. I'll also take a minute to do a little self promotion while we're chatting. So you may be seeing ads occasionally run through the stream. Actually, you know what? Before I do this, screw it. It looks like we haven't run an ad break in a little bit. So you may be seeing ads occasionally. So I hit the Twitch level because thanks to viewers like you, um, where now they advertise on my channel, and I get like 3 cents a stream for that. And someday, I'll just keep saving up those pennies, right? Um, if you subscribe to the channel, you don't have to worry about seeing those ads. And if you have Amazon Prime, since Amazon owns Twitch, you get one free monthly subscription to give out. You just have to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account through the Prime Gaming section. And then every month, you can just go and subscribe to whatever channel you want for free. Just one. You get one. Instead of paying $5.99 in cash to do it, you get one automatically. The cash ones typically renew automatically and roll over. The Amazon Prime ones do not. You have to manually do it. So just if you're watching whatever your favorite channel is, you'll see the resubscribe button instead of subscribe in the bottom right. It'll say resubscribe, and you just hit that, and there's like one of those little buttons that you push that says like use my Twitch Prime subscription. So you can certainly do that, and you're free to give that out to your favorite streamer, whoever that may be. Myself, anybody else out there. You're getting it for free through Amazon Prime. A lot of people have Amazon Prime already for whether it's the streaming service or so you can watch Thursday Night Football or getting free shipping on stuff. So go ahead and make sure you link your accounts up. At the start of the stream, I put up a graphic. I'm going to take a short bathroom break here in a second, and I'll put it back on the screen while I am AFK, just in case you need to know how to do that. But it seems like it's pretty simple. It's just like 2 or 3 clicks. It's like go to Prime Gaming and then click the button that says like link my account. I will be right back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. What am I doing? There we go. All right. Ooh, let's go kill some 40s. How are we even doing? I didn't even check. Let's see how our vault's coming along here. 429. So yeah, we're not going to get there. That's still 250 kills. Not going to get there tonight, but I should definitely be there by Thursday. I'll be there by tomorrow, but for my next stream Thursday night, we'll have the key option available in the store. We can see exactly what it costs. I can't imagine, given the content that's in there, that's not going to be a $99 pack that they're going to charge. Maybe I'm wrong. I doubt it. But thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. Appreciate that. We had Domination today. We have these, mine, upgrade your Devore, or mine concentrated Latinum for more Dabo pulls. We've got these these are solo milestones that they gave you a couple of days to complete. This is an alliance milestone that it was supposed to take a week to complete, or 8 or 9 days to complete. I think they gave us a good alliance finish should finish it in like 2 or 3 days. An active alliance, should I say. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that. What did you do, Ray? No. Yeah, I mean, our battle pass doesn't have too much left in it, and then the overflow. There's 2 more ROM shards there, so all right. So I'll have 7 extras, along with some Latinum and some recruit tokens. But based on Dabo pulls, I've already run out of the gas dilithium pack. I already hit the 50 limit on that one, so that one dropped off. But I should still have a few left available here. I think I'm going to come up short unless they do something else that gives out these epic luck tokens. I guess I'm just going to be stuck with an uneven number of them. Which stinks. It's just one more thing clogging up the old inventory there. In this other area that is just a catch-all, Klingon Easter tokens, these tricorders and energy manifold things that you were supposed to use for missions that then they just never took away once you did. Alliance gift tokens, holiday tokens, Terran Imperial credits, salvage parts. I don't even remember. Like, this was to get TOS guys. This was to get Lorca and Giorgio and them. The Tribble event where you had to mine and get the Tribbles, like that we did a year or so ago. Hey, maybe we'll bring back Picard Day in June this year, and I can use the rest of these Picard tickets. Because I think everything cost, the minimum, I think, cost 25,000, so I couldn't even cash in the rest of these. Or they gave them to you after the event was over. I don't know. Somehow I got stuck with a bunch of them. Then we'll have Riker Day. There's already so much just junk that just fills this up. And hopefully they don't just, I'm sure they'll just keep adding to it. But maybe someday we'll get some relief and there'll be a way to, round those off or not. Probably not. It'd be nice if they just sort of brought the events back and just let them come back in. So if you had tokens you didn't use from the year before, maybe you could get another crack at it. But then they always feel like, well, that gives an unfair advantage because then you're going to be ahead of the other people. But it's like, but those people got to use all their tokens last year. So. The other way to, you'll notice if you look at my base defense, the way it's currently set up, the other way to defend against ROM, a little bit, if you have a high-powered ship in dock, it's my Kelvin right there, make sure that in one of your other docks you have a lower tier grade ship of the same class, because basically when people trying to do the ROM burning technique, right? Well, the burning only applies to whatever ship whatever ship he's on is targeting. So even if they just throw a Rialta out there and the Rialta is going to attack, and the Rialta as an explorer, the first thing it's going to look for are interceptors because it has an advantage over them. So the explorer is going to attack the interceptor, so it would do burning damage to my Kelvin, causing 1% hull damage, which this thing costs about 40 million titanium for me to repair right now. It's tier 4. It's about 8.5, 9 million strength there. It cost me a full hull. Cost me about 40 million or so to repair. I'll obviously get a little better when I finish up this prime repair research, but for argument's sake, we'll call it 40 million. So 1% hull damage to that from burning would be 400,000 titanium, which is about what my auger at tier 7 costs to fully repair. So big scale difference, and obviously that goes up. The 42 ships are kind of in that range. The 46 ships are exponentially higher. The 50s and the 50 plus ships are ridiculous. They're talking billions of titanium to repair those. So doing 1% hull damage to them is very annoying. So if you just stick a low level ship, well, the first thing he's going to attack in that opening round and apply burning to on that Rialta would be this ship. So it's going to do 1% hull damage to this one. This ship will get blown up and destroyed pretty easily in that round, and the damage won't get stuck here. Oh, no problem. Glad I could help post the details there. So you're able to link those accounts up together. And I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It's nice that Amazon and Twitch, well, they had that relationship I think before Amazon officially bought them out, but maybe not. But there's also there's a Prime loot for a lot of other games, if there's any other games that you play where you can get free in-game content and stuff. There's never anything for this game. Scopely does not seem to ever partner up with that. Some games do drops too when they're like new expansions and stuff come out. There's like, oh, if you watch this particular person's stream, for X number of hours or whatever, they randomly give out stuff. You'll see them do loot drops for certain games too. They don't do it for this one though. Maybe that's something we can push them to try and work on, to try and get more, since they don't want to put out any content themselves. And they just do pushing the content out through people like Rev Deuce, through DJ, through No One Shall, Ripper, and those kind of content creators who put out the word about things themselves. Maybe they could also, to encourage people to watch their Twitch channels more, put some loot drops in the game. I'll have to mention that to Rev next time he's asking for feedback and questions. Or you guys can mention it if you happen to watch his channel. He streams way more than I do. He's on Twitch 4 nights a week and YouTube and 1 or 2 other days. But he's a full-time streamer. That's what he does. And he's got the inside knowledge. So he's got advanced information to talk about and to set up videos and stuff for. So I just have fun talking about the game is really all it comes down to. I like the game. I like the people who play it for the most part. There's always a few D-bags, but show me a video game that doesn't have them and I'll show you a bunch of, well, I couldn't even say it. I was going to say a bunch of old ladies sitting around playing solitaire, but Even some of them can be pretty nasty sometimes too. So that's probably OPC. Yeah, just a little bit. Whoops. And I'm not in territory, so I have to be careful about that now. What else is going on in game right now? More milestones to solve this. Jellyfish Brawl, if you didn't finish that up. If you have a jellyfish. If you don't have an ISS jellyfish, this is a good reason to get one. Even if you don't tier it up or do anything with it, build it just to build it. Get it to tier 1. Uh, or maybe use the common resources and get it up to tier 2 just so it can have a little bit better stats. Um, but then they do this 1 or 2 of these a month, these jellyfish brawl events, and you just go take your jellyfish, you go to one of these particular systems. I usually kill stuff in the Klingon one, but whichever one, there's one in each faction zone. You kill 50 things, which might take you 2 trips or 3 trips depending on what you kill. And you get a whole bunch of resources for doing it. And since these things typically scale up 12, 19, this is 21, 2200, and then 26. So you get about 5,000 ship parts and probably a similar amount, 2,000 or so gas, maybe 1,000 or 1,200 ore. Useful for upgrading a couple of buildings like your resource nodes. These things all take big chunks of ore to upgrade your warehouse, your vaults, which they routinely make you upgrade, which then makes you upgrade your generators, even though these things really don't do anything half the time. These buildings all take gas and ridiculous amounts of it. Make sure you do your efficiency researches. These ones just typically take huge amounts. This one takes crystal and 8 billion par steel. The same thing with the shipyard and stuff like that, and the scrapper. They take huge chunks of par steel. These ones take crystal, as do your exterior docks, all take crystal to upgrade, and then all your cannons take gas to upgrade. I'm currently stuck behind the upgrade all of your docks to 43. Well, upgrade docks A, B, C, and D to 43. So then you can upgrade your ops level. So that's going to take a while because they're like 4,000 crystal apiece. And I can think of better things to spend that on right now. So we're going to be at 43 for a little while. I know what you're thinking. If I buy that vault thing, I get a whole bunch of crystal in there, don't I? That's what they're thinking. That's what Scopely's always thinking. You need this resource, don't you? You want to buy this. Where are we at? Alright, so they're all over 2 million, so I'm good there for a little bit. Let's go get some latinum for a minute. Alright, I think that's gonna kind of wrap things up for tonight. There's not a whole lot else going on. Obviously, I wanted to get on and talk about the lockbox, express my 2 cents on the whole idea, and get your feedback as well. Engage with some people and talk about it. We had a good discussion. I feel like, people are starting to get over the sticker shock of it a little bit and come around, but I guess we'll see how this new feature develops. Obviously, they'll tweak it, right? I mean, at one point, the Treasury was going to have that rating tax thing, which we kind of put the kibosh on pretty quickly. So I'm sure they'll continue to make adjustments and see how it goes from there. I will be back on Thursday evening. Usually around Thursdays is around 7 o'clock. Just check the schedule below on the Twitch page for that. If you happen to miss any of my live streams, I do also export them over to YouTube, so you can always go back and watch them later there if you prefer to do that, or if you're watching it right now. Thank you very much for watching this on YouTube, and remember that I do live stream on Twitch, so come join the live show Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, Eastern Standard Time, Sunday afternoons right at server reset. We do our Swarm Sunday stuff together. Um, but thank you guys all very much for tuning in and watching tonight, and I will see you around the galaxy.